Hey guys, Tam Wrigley here, editor of Profile Magazine. I'm really excited today to have Stacey Foat on the Profile TV. Stacey, how are you?
I'm really well, thanks, honey. Thanks for having me.
Now, tell us a little bit about you and what you do. You've got a beautiful company called Balanced Babes.
Yeah, that's right. So I work specifically with women in surrounding all things hormone balancing. So really just to help women get back to their best, their confident self, a body that they love, moods and emotions that they feel like they're in control of again, and just, living life in the driver's seat, essentially.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your back history. Where did it all begin for you?
Yeah, so I've been a qualified naturopath for over 12 years now. So I fell into the health industry from my own likes and passions, but I really started specialising in women's hormone health based on my own journey, which started around, hit me in the face around age 27 when I was diagnosed as having started menopause. So that was a big slap in the face. But I sort of, with my knowledge as a naturopath from a holistic practice therapy point of view, I was sort of able to go, it doesn't really make sense. I can't have started menopause, even though I had, the classic menopause symptoms, hot flushes, my periods had stopped and my hormones were, non-existent. But I knew that this wasn't what it was. And so really grateful that I had that education behind me. And so from that day on, I've made it my passion to help women feel more in charge of what's actually going on in their body and to be able to understand their hormones so that, we aren't misled down a really quite debilitating path just because of, I guess, a narrow point of view. I see it all the time. Women are told, oh, you'll never conceive naturally because you've got cysts or you've got this. And it's like,
and you know what? We tend to listen because they're the professionals, don't
absolutely.
we? Mm.
Absolutely. And full respect to the medical industry, I'm a big fan of working hand in hand and really bridging that gap between holistic therapies and the medical industry. But they can only offer the tools that they've been trained in, and they're things that they offer are fantastic for, investigations. But when we combine a holistic approach to therapy, we can do so much more for women.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial spark. You were just saying, you at 27 were told that you're going into menopause, which I think would scare anybody into, I've had children, my career is just starting.
Absolutely.
So from there and that journey, tell us a little bit about the emotion behind it and what then prompted you to launch your career.
Yeah, well, it was really just, it was leverage from pain, obviously, and that desperation. I was told, start looking at IVF, and I was single at the time, so that wasn't really something that I had on the agenda. And it was amazing. I was in clinical practice. I got more serious about clinical practice after my staff, and every second woman I was seeing was saying, I've been told that I'll never have kids, and I've got this weight that just will not shift. I feel like my hormones are out of whack, and PMS on steroids, women who are just feeling so crazy within their body. And I was like, wow, this is a huge issue. We don't see it until it comes into our world. So I was like, right, something's got to change, because when you break it down, even though, my healing journey was a good 6 to 12 months, it was actually really easy to heal myself, and I was told, I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had put on 13 kilos in a 3-month period. I had all these kind of debilitating things, but when you understand the body and you understand why it's occurring, and then you give the body what it needs, healing is really quite simple. So I wanted women to have this same knowledge and that hope that, this isn't your reality for the rest of your life. You can change.
Yeah. Did you have that path, like, was it until you were 27 that you thought, I'm not going to accept what they're saying, and I'm going to go down the naturopath way. But before that, so, from 18, was it always something you were interested in? So what was your life prior to 27?
I remember at age 17 coming home from like a Year 12 Careers Expo day, and someone had handed me a flyer on natural medicine, naturopathy, nutrition, and I was like, this is cool. And I went home and I showed my parents, like, this is what I'm going to do. And mum and dad were like, oh, cool. What's a naturopath, Stace? And I was like, I don't really know, but I like it. I'm going to do it. So I was lucky that I guess I was divinely guided into the field. But in all honesty, I wasn't really taking it seriously. I moved to the Gold Coast when I was 22, and I was, all about the party life and good times with my girlfriends. And even though I looked after myself, it was essentially adrenal burnout that led me to where I was in my diagnosis, because, I was drinking alcohol 2-3 nights a week, partying till late, exercising like a maniac because I thought that was good for me, and that was kind of like my punishment for drinking so much alcohol. But it was just burning my.
But I can exercise it off.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd go out dancing till 2 a.m. and I'd get up at 6 a.m. to go for a run on the beach because I was like, you've got to, you've done this to yourself. So dedication and motivation was never an issue, but I realized that, we get pushed into things for a reason. And obviously I was dealt this journey as a result of the way I was living my life. Essentially, I wasn't listening to my body. I was being able to get away with it like we can when we're young. Yep. And all of a sudden I fell on a heap, and then I thought I was, really led to this path, and like I said, it's such a common path. So it's good to be able to help women with that.
Yeah, it is a hard industry because I think there are so many naturopaths now. What have been some of the struggles that you've gone through at starting your own business?
You know what? So I really hit the ground running after the birth of my daughter, who I was told I would never be able to conceive naturally, which I did, which is pretty cool in itself. But I struggled with motherhood.
Hey guys,
I wasn't naturally a maternal woman, so
magazine.
I essentially
I'm really
excited
threw myself
today to have Stacey Foat
on the profile TV. Stacey, how are you?
I'm really well, thanks, honey. Thanks for having me.
Now, tell us a little bit about you and what you do. You've got
really, when I birthed my baby, I
beautiful
birthed
company
called
Balanced Flow.
Yeah, that's right. So, so I work specifically with women in surrounding all things hormone balancing. So really just to help women get back to their best, their confident self, the body that they love, moods and emotions that they feel like they're in control of again, and just living above the mainstream essentially. Beliefs around
health. Tell us a little bit about your
especially one area that I'm really passionate about is endometriosis. Yeah, so I mean, I've been a qualified naturopath for over 12 years now, so I fell into the health industry for my own likes and passions, but I really started specialising in women's hormone health based on my own journey, which started around, hit me in the face around age 27 when I was diagnosed with having started menopause. So that was a big slap in the face, but I sort of, with my knowledge as a naturopath from a holistic practice therapy point of view, I was sort of able to go, it doesn't really make sense. I can't have started menopause, even though I had the classic menopause symptoms like I had endometriosis, and my only option was to have a hysterectomy. But I knew that this wasn't what it was, and so
33
I'm really grateful that I had that education behind me. And so from that day on, I've made it my passion to help women feel more in charge of what's actually going on in their body, and to be able to understand their hormones so that, we aren't misled down a really quite debilitating path just because we don't need it anymore. I guess another point of view.
And I let it go, because I thought I really struggled with it, and I think at 36 I then decided, and what, the pain was just too much. Listen, because they're professional, and I was end up
absolutely. And full respect to the medical industry, I'm a big fan of working hand in hand and really bridging that gap between holistic therapies and the medical industry. But they can only offer the tools that they've been trained in, and because I'm sure there's a things that they offer are fantastic for investigations, but it is. I'm so holistic approach to therapy. What you said, we can do so much. It's not a hysterectomy. Is definitely a viable option.
So tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial spark. You were just saying, you
because
at 27,
the thing that we've got to understand, even if you have finished having babies, our womb
anybody
serves so much more than just
my career's just starting.
Energetically, the center of our creative
from there and that journey. Tell us a little bit about the emotion behind it, and we do see
women, especially premature menopause. Yeah, well, I mean, it was really just, a lot of people say, from pain, obviously, and that desperation. But the reality is, within 2 years, start looking at IVF, and I was single at the time, so that wasn't really something that I had on the agenda. It's a huge thing, and it was amazing. From I was in clinical practice. Well, actually, I got more serious about clinical practice. I actually did my staff, and every second woman I was seeing, so many women walking around out there riddled with endometriosis, weight that just will not shift, living through painful, excruciating periods, PMS on steroids, women who are just so crazy. It's not something that's easy to talk about. We don't see it until it comes into our world. So I was like, right, this something's got to change, because when we break it down, even though my healing journey was a good 6 to 12 months, it was actually really because because it's growing outside of the uterus. A lot of our internal scans, even internal ultrasounds, can't pick it up, and obviously around the bowel, so really can only be diagnosed with surgery, which is quite invasive. It's not your first one-stop shop. Got a pain, I'll go straight for underball. So I wanted women to have this same knowledge and that hope that this isn't your reality for the rest of your life.
What have been some of your did you have that your business started
I was very much stuck in that. I've got no time story. Obviously when I started my business, it was with a newborn. So that was a big challenge. Running off no sleep because I had a beautiful bright baby
from
that
18,
was
it always something you were interested in? So what was your...
So time was a big one. And also I've started my business. I remember at age 17 coming home from I've raised, I guess, the money on my own as a flyer and natural. So I guess it's been you make the money, reinvest in the business, make the money, reinvest in my parents. I didn't have a bank loan. And mum and dad were like, get myself hit the ground running. I trusted it. I was like, I don't really know, but I like it. I'm going to do it. So I was lucky that I guess I was finally doing it. So it's really starting to get some traction. But in all honesty, I wasn't really taking it seriously.
They say that I think it's 87. It was a big number, like 87% of small businesses,
all about the party life and good times with my girlfriends. And even though I looked after myself,
really great.
It was essentially a dream burnout.
And I know there is other women out there that are looking at starting their niche business or niche market.
Exercising like a maniac.
Tips you could give them, because as you said, you didn't have
so much alcohol, but it was just burning.
But I can exercise it off. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd go out dancing at 4:30 in the morning. I'd get up at
hitting that pavement. And getting that momentum going. But how did you,
dedication and motivation was never an issue, but I realized that
about
we get pushed into things. The most important thing is you've got to be passionate about your industry and what you're doing, and essentially your business is your baby. You've got to live your life. Being able to get away with. If you're not, we can when we're young. If you don't enjoy it, all of a sudden it's easy to see people falling off the wagon because it's tough in the early days. You have the knocks, you have the fails, which of course we know there's no such thing as fail. But you have the hiccups and the hurdles, and so if you don't have that drive to just keep going, even on the hard days, you can see why it can be too hard, and if you can just stop. That's the biggest thing I would say. And you know what? So I really hit the ground running after the birth of my daughter, and I really who I was told I would never be able to conceive naturally, which I did, which is pretty cool in itself. But I struggled with motherhood. I was very much a maternal woman, so I essentially really threw myself. So I was creating programs for every single symptom, every single thing. But now that I'm really niching and working, and I found my groove in the structure and streamline of baby that needed me 24 hours a day. That has been a huge difference. Really, when I birthed my baby, rather than speaking to a whole audience, just the creative shape and size flow just came through me. I just created these programs. I started writing a book. I did all these things.
When it comes to business, has there been a time
and it was easy. And
I
guess from a challenge point of view,
a time where you went, this is just all too hard, and I need to go find something else to do.
It's moving above the mainstream a lot of times. Around health, else I wanted to do, especially one area that I really passionate about is endometriosis. This is hard. I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. But there's nothing else I want to do, so I just I disagree with. And of course, when the more time and money you invest in it, well, I'm not throwing it all away for nothing now.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of
emotionally, like what was your what got you going? So so you keep going forward with your business. You're struggling. You want to give it up. But what was it that you would get up and say to yourself every day? I guess in women to keep their reproductive systems. I know I was told at 33, I think
freedom was a big thing as well. I mean, I had a lot of stress in those early years as well. I separated from my daughter,
and I didn't know at that time. 33 is still
for me,
young.
I
had 2 kids, but I didn't know whether I wanted that third. But I was, and it was, I was told by, and I don't mean to categorize it by a male doctor to say,
and just
this is 100%
belief, and I did no big deal, hey?
Certainly,
really didn't have that belief in myself.
And I let it go, and I let it go because I thought I really struggled with it, and
I help women. So it was just
I then decided the pain was just too much.
Walk us through a day of
let's do it. And I end up riddled with.
You said, I think, are you still a single mum?
Now,
So what's it like to have all this sort of stuff? Single mum, running a company,
it's one of those topics that I really want to dive into.
Run us through a day, and how do
I'm sure there's a lot out there.
you
prioritize your niche market?
It is. At this stage, I've just got a virtual assistant. It's exactly what you said at the moment. I am really lucky that my daughter's father's a fantastic father, and he's really hands-on with her, and we share 50 and that's care. So in some ways, even though that was something I never ever wanted to face, the thing that we've got to understand, even if you have finished having babies, our womb more time to work serves so much more than just but definitely morning routine is the centre of our career, and a lot of the stuff that I teach women is about self-care, wisdom. So and we do say say women, you know, especially premature menopause from having it removed. So my morning routine, a lot of people say, oh, but I only had my uterus once, but it's really, it gets me motivated for the day, gets me excited for the day, and it keeps my health going. Women will go into menopause. So yes, it's a huge thing. I mean, the current prognosis is 1 in 10 women. Yeah, so my morning routine is very much about self-care from a health point of view. So I'll meditate for 20 to 30 minutes first straight up. I will have a cold pressed juice, and I will perform an enema. So when I'm doing my enema, which there's a lot of health benefits for that, but what we do for that process, it's kind of like a grounding process where I'll actually kind of just do my social media posts for the day as well while I'm laying there, get the Instagram ticked off, get the Facebook post off, go through my emails, you know, set some tasks to my virtual assistant at the time. So because all in that process, it's multitasking. Because it's going outside of the uterus, a lot of our internal ultrasounds can't pick it up, and obviously around the bowel, so really can only be diagnosed through surgery, which is quite invasive.
That's what they say. They say turn that music on and dance. It's a good way of getting your energy up, isn't it?
So that's the best way to change your state when you put on a song that you love.
You mentioned before about social media, and it's a big part of our lives these days. And we were having a workshop in Brisbane yesterday.
I was very much stuck in that. I've got no time story.
How
you know, obviously when I started my business, it was,
I guess, what funnel do you like to use?
So that was a big challenge.
Find traction
running off no sleep because I had a beautiful bright baby that just works, and how do you sleep? It's really nice as well. So time was a big one, and also I'm using them both. I've started my business now. I resisted Instagram on my own time because I was like, oh, I can't take pretty photos. I don't know how to do that, and I was, you know, I was very stuck in that story for a long time. So I guess it's been since I committed to it, really only around 3 months. I didn't have, you know, a bank loan to get myself to the ground running from the beginning, but authentically, I trusted it. I needed that real raw thing. People just want to be free as well. They want to be able to relate to you. It's really starting to get more open I am, and the more personal and
they say that I think it's
the more people that follow, and my funnel is simple as
of small businesses,
free online sessions. So basically, people can make it for 20 minutes a call where I'll do a hormone assessment with them. I'll give them direction.
And I know there is other women out there that are obviously looking at starting their niche business or niche market. What would be some tips you could give them? Because as you said, you know, you didn't have that capital to back. Yeah. You mentioned before, I think, blood, sweat and tears. It's probably starting work at 4:30 in the morning. People, you know, hitting that pavement and getting that momentum going. Do you find that you have a lot of women come to you now that they've had the diagnosis from the doctor starting? They're not really going to.
The most important thing is you've got
fly, and they come to you with their problems.
And essentially, your business
walk us
is
through
your
a day
baby.
of like what you do in your business and how you helped women.
If you don't enjoy it, it is hard. So, it is easy to see people falling off the wagon because there's a diagnosis is important, but your diagnosis doesn't fails, which, you know, it's good to know what we're dealing with. But I really do work hard at getting hiccups and detach from that. So if you don't have that drive, we're so firmly attached to it, even on the hard days, you know, you can see why it can heal from absolutely anything. I truly believe that, and that goes from and the most important thing that you need to learn how to listen to your body. Clarity. You know, and I really in our body for a reason. And that's not to say it's anyone's fault, but it's the first couple of years I had that slowed things. So when we're living out of alignment, emotionally, physically, spiritually, people pleasing, I want to help everyone. So I was part of my programs for every single symptom, every single thing. But now that I'm really niching and working, and I've found my group and going to help their body to heal, streamline offerings, dietary changes, stuff like that. That has been, it's really teaching them how to reconnect with their body rather than spend understanding why every woman, shape and size and age shift the way. What's the emotional behind it? What's the message?
When it comes to business, has there been a time, you know, you're saying there's always that struggle, I guess, in the first few years. Has there been a time where you went, this is just
it's so true you're saying, you know, I need to go find tells you so much, and you know, your brain and your gut is
a lot of times.
But you know, I totally believe that
suck it up, Stacey,
and when you fix the
this
stomach,
is hard. I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore.
So
there's nothing else I want to do.
Tell us a little bit about right now where you are in terms of your business.
The more time and money you invest in as well. It's like, well, I'm not. Well, I just published my first book, which has been a lifelong dream, which is fantastic.
Emotionally, like, what were you
really writing that?
What was your
running set to run workshops all around Australia?
You know, like, so keep going forward with your business. You're struggling. You want to give it up, but what was it that you would get up and say to yourself every day to keep going forward in your business?
You know what? Freedom was a big thing as well. I mean, I had a lot of stress in those early years as well. I separated from my daughter's father when she was 2.
So I think you're talking about writing your first book.
I need this for my own. Yes, I've just published my first book. So now I'm touring Australia, starting this next weekend, going to Victoria and running workshops all around Australia, just connect 100% with the information, teaching them how to get back in their body, teaching them to understand their hormones, because there's this real misconception, that goes around that we all think our hormones are just clean onto that ourselves, but our hormones
are through a day
of our hormones are simply letting you know that something's going on in your body. Like it's if we're blaming our hormones for everything, we're stuck in that cycle. So it's really showing them how to step back and look at your hormones.
Have you got staff? Run us through a day, and how do you prioritize your work-life balance? Tell us a little bit about your book. At this stage, I've just got a virtual assistant. My book's based on the I am really lucky that my daughter's father's a fantastic father, and then I use really hands-on with her, and we share 50/50 care. So take women through in some ways, even though that was something I never ever wanted to face, being a single mum, in some ways it's funny how things work out. Heal, when it's more stress, when it's my business, toxic. But definitely morning routine is the 7 key things that we need to do. So it's a guide, for hormone harmony, to help women take their health into their own hands, and just really, it's designed for women of all ages, but it's written, my morning routine. It's great, which I can run you through if you want, but it's really, it gets me motivated for the day, gets me excited for the day. It keeps my health going, when I do push the limits and burn the candles at both ends. It really does change the course of your life. So run us through your routine quickly. Yeah, so my morning routine is very much about self-care from a health point of view. So I'll meditate for 20 to 30 minutes first straight up. I will have a cold pressed juice, and I will perform an enema. I guess so when I'm doing my enema, which there's a lot of health benefits for that, but it's definitely about that process. It's kind of like a grounding process, getting and staying out of the masculine, which I definitely show as well. While I'm laying there, that go Instagram control, get the face, trying to push yourself, go through my emails. We're so conditioned to work hard. The harder you work, the more results you get. But it's really stopping going within the process. And I truly believe that always leadership days about really supporting other women and collaborating around the house, so women get that vibration. We do so much better. That's what they say. They say turn that music on and dance. It's a good way of getting your energy up, isn't it? And I think there's so much pieces of the pie for everybody. Even if you are all, social media and that are all in the same lives these days, and I guess genre or the same business. Talking about everyone has their own unique media way of how do you we have our own unique skills and qualities, and it's like that lesson I learned. I don't need to be everything for everyone. I don't need to heal every single minute, but there are women who are going to resonate with my story and my flow and my style. I'm using them both really well now. I resisted Instagram for a long time because I was like, your true authentic self, don't try and change for anyone. And I was very stuck in that story for a long time, but since I've committed to it, I reckon there's a few women today that have forgotten their feminine power and their self-worth. What would you say to them about getting their power back? The real raw thing. I really think it's about reconnecting. They want to be able to relate to you. And so until we know what we're passionate about, and that includes our hobbies and the more people that in our life. And my disconnected, but until we've got something that we can just free online, that helps us. It's like basically bigger and bigger because we're in that flow where I'm surrounding ourselves with them, give them direction on where they need to. That's how we get more empowered. Obviously, build a relationship with people, and the more people following you, the more as women can like trust you. And if so, that's when people keep wanting to work with you one-on-one or absolutely. Having it all to me is very much about living a life. I think about that whole financial freedom, lifestyle freedom, people connecting with you and connecting with that being able to emotion. Be do you 100% find that you have a lot of women come to you now that they've had the diagnosis from the doctor, with my they're not really going to let that fly, and they come to you with their problems. So walk us through a day of like what you do in your business and how you've helped women enjoy life in that regard. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you mentioned previously about a diagnosis is important, but your diagnosis doesn't define you. It's good to know what we're dealing with, but I really do work hard on getting women to detach from that diagnosis, because if we're so firmly attached to things, and absolutely it's self-care. I mean, I'm going to go on about it because we've got this epidemic of breast cancer, common cold too, and endometriosis, but you need to learn how to representing energetically when we create things in our body for a reason, and that's from
say it's anyone's fault, but it's to other people pleasing to our children. So we're living out of alignment emotionally, and if we're not filling our cup back up through self-care and self-love, a big part of my work with women, and whether you're consciously not just giving them the it's going to manifest in lifestyle factors that are going to help their body to heal. A big part of that initial dietary changes to that element of really teaching them how to absolutely self-care is so important, and understanding why they've got cysts on their ovaries, why they looking after my body, spending time in nature is a big thing. What's the last thing is our body communicating wine with my girlfriends is absolutely paramount to my well-being as well, because it's just that time to switch off and have a laugh.
It's so true. You're saying, your body tells you so much. Your brain and your gut
advocate healthy eating and healthy living.
I totally believe that the two are linked. And when you fix the stomach, you trash
your body with wine here and there, and enjoy the good things.
Tell us a little bit about right now where you are in terms of your business, and where do you see it going?
And look after yourself. Well, I've just published my first book, which has been a lifelong dream, which is fantastic. So I'm really writing that one at the moment. Running set to run workshops all around Australia as of next year. I'm doing
their personal life afloat and also their business afloat.
Oh, okay. Just stay true to your message. This is going to be the best one. Don't get distracted by shiny objects. Have that clarity, one person, one problem, and really focus on that and just keep going.
So I think you were talking about writing your first book.
Yes, I've just published my first book. So now I'm touring Australia, starting this next weekend, going down to Victoria and running workshops all around Australia, just to connect women just with the information, teaching them how to get back in their body, teaching them to understand 12-hour days, because there's this real misconception, women around that we all think our hormones to call in our kings, but our hormones to support us and help us. We don't have to do it all simply letting you know that something's going on in our body. Like it's if we're blaming our hormones for everything we're stuck in that cycle. That's your multivitamin. Showing you money on multivitamin supplements. Your hormones are actually drink a cold pressed juice every single day. They're alerting you to what's going on, what it's going to be, which is essentially long term chronic disease.
Yeah.
And
tell us a little bit about your book.
Invest in yourself as well. My book's based on the 7-step hormone healing system, which I use like that to heal myself personally, and you are priceless in my one-on-one coaching programs to take women through the key 7 steps that we need in order to allow the body to actually heal.
You mentioned too, which are really good
points. The body won't heal,
why do we as women feel so guilty to actually indulge in ourselves? 7 key things that we need to do. So it's a guide for hormone harmony to help women take their health into their own hands, and just really, it's designed for women of all ages, but it's written, it's very easy. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a societal conditioning that we're living to, it's easy to understand. Women, we can get that information when they're younger, and we're mirroring and observing, kids are your first priority. You've got to get really does change. You've got to do that. And yes, you do. They are important, but if that's all and everything, you're missing. You're not living your life to its fullest. Yeah.
And like I said, the end goal is resentment, and women don't consciously feel resentful.
What does
I guess feminine leadership. You see women who get to, the empty nest syndrome. They get to their children are moving out of home. It's definitely about letting want to hang out with their friends and their partners. It's getting, they don't have that love, staying out of the masculine, which I definitely struggled with for the first few days of that go. You've got to have stuff trying to push yourself through. If we're so conditioned to, work hard, the harder you work, the more.
I believe that every successful path is littered with learnings along the way. What have been some of your struggles and some of your learnings that have brought you to who you are today and where your business is today?
As a pod. My biggest lesson, like I said, it's just hitting me in the face.
And I think, there's so much piece of the pie for everybody. Even if you are all, if you've got a group of women that are all in the same
so that was a big lesson. I feel like I wasted a lot of years.
Everyone has their
trading programs, program after program that now people aren't even really available because I've realised that, and it's just that lesson. I spent a lot of money on those everything. I spent a lot of money, even sometimes trying to take shortcuts, getting people to do things for me that on the cheap side. So it's just be your true authentic self. Don't try and change for anyone, and the people that are meant to, pay the people.
I reckon there's a few women today that have forgotten their feminine power and their self-worth.
It might slow you down in the short term where you can't have it all then and there on the spot because you're not in control doing it. I really think it's but in the long term it'll actually speed the growth. And until we know what we're passionate about, and that includes our hobbies and people in our lives today. And until we've got something that we can just love,
your elevator pitch as we close off today's
episode. More in that flow of surrounding ourselves with things that excite us. Look, final tips is just love your body. You know, if you've got a headache, if your periods are painful or whatever it is, like, don't condemn your body. Your body isn't playing up. Your body's not misbehaving. Your body is simply communicating. Having it all, to me, is very much about living a life on your terms. You know, actually financial freedom, go within, lifestyle freedom, seek help. I have lots of free things available in my program. You know, 100% protocols, eating plans and stuff like that you can play around with and understand, and shop. You know, I run with my fortnightly sisterhood groups where and also having to listen that time to tune and go where I can. So there's so many things out there. Just don't just take it as a nuisance and suppress it with Panadol or a drug. You know, listen to your body.
You mentioned, I think, previously,
that's the end
about,
game. If you can tune into your body, you're going to be around a lot longer.
That's essential.
Yeah.
What are your
fantastic? Well, Stacey, thank you so much for joining us on Profile TV today. Where can people follow you? Find you?
A lot of things, and absolutely,
beautiful.
So I'm on all the major channels. Go on about Stacey Foat _balanced babes on Instagram, and Facebook page is the same. I have website balancedbabes.com.au when we're giving programs and offerings that offer. And like I said, if you've got some stuff going on with your health, you know, whether it's period stuff, children, to our partners, and if we're not feeling our cup back up, feel free to book in for a free 20-minute assessment. I can at least get you on the goal with things. And whether you're consciously aware of it or not, it's going to manifest in.
Stacey, thank you so much.
And we
wish you all a Merry Christmas.
I guess that emotional, you too, beautiful of breast
thank you.
Disease. So absolutely, self-care is so important. And for me, it's looking after my body, you know, spending time in nature is a big thing. I love the beach. Laughing with my girlfriends and drinking wine with my girlfriends is absolutely paramount to my well-being as well, because it's just that time to switch off and have a laugh and have fun. And, you know, even though, you know, I'm a naturopath and I advocate healthy eating and healthy living, it's all about balance. And that's where Balanced Babe was derived from. You know, you can, you know, trash your body with wine here and there and enjoy the good things in life, as long as you're willing to clean up the aftermath and look after yourself and put those things in place too.
Excellent. Yeah. Can you give us 5 tips to inspire women in their business about keeping, I guess, their personal life afloat and also their business afloat?
Oh, okay. Just stay true to your message. This is going to be the best one. Don't get distracted by shiny objects. Have that clarity, you know, one person, one problem, and really focus on that and just keep going over and over again. I know I was very much like, I've said this 100 times on social media. I don't want to hear it anymore, but, you know, just keep saying it in different ways. It's really, really powerful, that repeating. Just the balance, you know, have time off. Don't work 12-hour days, 5 days a week. You will burn out. As women, we're not supposed to. We need to call in our kings and call in our sisters to support us and help us. We don't have to do it all on our own. Looking after your physical body is a must. I'm like cold pressed juice daily. That's your multivitamin. Don't waste your money on multivitamin supplements. Like, drink a cold pressed juice every single day. It's going to alkalize your body. It's going to be usable nutrition that your body can absorb. And invest in yourself as well, I think, is really important, be it a business coach or even your health coach, stuff like that. They're just, you know, you are priceless, and you can't put a price on what you can create, and just having your body functioning optimally is really, really important.
Yeah. You mentioned too, which a really good point, is I don't know why do we as women feel so guilty to actually indulge in ourselves? Like, you know, go and get a facial and go and get a massage. You know, it's an hour out of our very busy week, you know, and our busy schedules. But for some reason, we tend to feel guilty about doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a societal conditioning that we're living to, you know. Women, we're mirroring and observing, you know, your kids are your first priority. You've got to get them through. You've got to do that. And yes, you do. They are important. But if that's all and everything, you know, you're not living your life to its fullest. And like I said, the end goal is resentment, and women don't consciously feel resentful, but it manifests in there. And, you know, you see women who get to, you know, the empty nest syndrome. They get to, their children are moving out of home and their kids want to hang out with their friends and their partners, and they don't have that love for mum anymore, that time for mum, and it hurts. So if you've got to have stuff going on for you and you only, you know, outside of friends, outside of partners, and that's really important.
I believe that every successful path is littered with learnings along the way. What have been some of your struggles and some of your learnings that have brought you to who you are today and where your business is today?
Yeah, absolutely. My biggest lesson, like I said, it's just hitting me in the face, is trying to be everything for everyone, trying to fix every problem. And so, you know, I'm fine-tuned the things that I offer. So that was a big lesson. I feel like I wasted a lot of years creating programs, program after program after program, that now aren't even really available, because I've realized that it's just, you know, and I spent a lot of money on those sorts of things. I spent a lot of money even sometimes trying to take shortcuts, getting people to do things for me that on the cheaper side doesn't pay off in the end, on even trying to wear every single cap in my business as well, you know, like you know, pay the people that are professional that can do this, you know, the design for you. Don't try and do it all, because it might slow you down in the short term where you can't have it all then and there on the spot because you're not in control doing it. But in the long term, it'll actually speed the growth of your business up dramatically.
Mm-hmm. Have you got any like final words, final tips for our viewers today? And I guess give us your elevator pitch as we close off today's episode.
Oh, beautiful. Well, look, final tips is just, you know, love your body. You know, if you've got a headache, if your periods are painful or whatever it is, like, don't condemn your body. Your body isn't playing up. Your body's not misbehaving. Your body is simply communicating with you, and it wants you to listen, and it's going to keep screaming at you until you actually stop and listen. So go within, seek help. I have lots of free things available in my program, you know, colon cleanse protocols, eating plans and stuff like that you can play around with and understand. And you know, I run fortnightly sisterhood groups where I'm teaching women to listen to their body, to tune and go within. So there's so many things out there. Just don't just take it as a nuisance and suppress it with Panadol or a drug. You know, listen to your body. You know, that's the end game. If you can tune into your body, you're going to be around a lot longer.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Stacey, thank you so much for joining us on Profile TV today. Where can people follow you, find you?
Yeah, beautiful. So I'm on all the major channels. Stacey Foat _balanced babes on Instagram, and Facebook page is the same. I have a website, balancedbabes.com.au, where you can see the different programs and offerings that I offer. And like I said, if you've got some stuff going on with your health, you know, whether it be period stuff, libido stuff, weight gain stuff, adrenal fatigue stuff, feel free to book in for a free 20-minute assessment, and I can at least set you on the goal of the things that you need to start to take action.
Perfect. Stacey, thank you so much, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too, beautiful.
Thank you.